Hey, everybody! FredSays here, LTTP, late to the party. Anyways, my name is FredSays, and this week I'll be saying a lot of stuff. Like, for example, I love big butts, and I cannot lie.
You other brothers can't deny.
I'll also say stuff like I love big old hugs. I also hate the Nah, I'm just playing. Kinda. But hey, what's up, you guys? Fred here. But anyways, this week is not anything special. Just me kind of talking about some stuff directed towards a special woman who for all intents and purposes will probably not ever see this. But still, it's nice to believe. This is dear Anita Sarkeesian. Or rather, this is more so about Anita Sarkeesian and her shitty fucking behavior at Vidcon. So by now I'm pretty sure you've all seen a video of Anita Sarkeesian harassing an audience member of the panel she was on, calling them a garbage human being, and if you haven't, here you go.
Hi hamster, I love you too.
Dude, who are making these dumbass videos that just say the same shit over and over again. And like, I hate to give you attention because you're a garbage human.
That audience member was Benjamin, or as he's better known of online, Sargon of Akkad. Sargon is what is called a skeptic YouTuber, making skeptical videos directed towards feminism, social justice warriors, and politics and anything alike. He's been considered alt-right, a neo-Nazi, a racist, a sexist, a misogynist, all because of his differing opinions. Which, by the way, he isn't. He just disagrees with feminists, social justice warriors, and PC culture. A lot. But that's not the main point here. What's more important to know here is the fact that Anita did not get punished for harassing an audience member was on a fucking panel. A panel that was about online harassment and bullying. And this is because Sargon and his friends, who all went to this panel, took up the first 3 rows. Vidcon has of course made a response to this obvious blatant harassment of a audience member by one of their panelists, and it goes as follows. During the panel, a panelist called out one of the audience members for being someone who has made her life very difficult, and wished she didn't have to give him any attention because he was, in quotes, a garbage human. I just realized Vidcon kinda called him a garbage human as well. Look, we don't want our panelists to insult our audience members, even when we completely understand that the comments existed in a much broader and pretty messed up context. I'm pretty sure with messed up they mean the amount of videos that Sargon's made disagreeing with Anita, because you know, differing opinions is terrible. That's just a guess. Anyways, back to the quote. Even when people have said hateful things that everyone in our office disagrees with, we have a policy, and it exists not just to protect people at the show, but to protect our ability to have these conversations. The release later saying, our founder, Hank Green, talked with our panelists and said 2 things. 1. He told her that her comment had completely violated our policy, but he understood that there was a broader context, which, to be clear, we were blissful and ignorant to until this weekend and remained inexperienced in. 2. He apologized to her for not having been more aware and active in understanding this situation before the event, which resulted in her being subject to a hostile environment that she never signed up to. We agreed that she would go forward and continue as a panelist on a later panel. Basically saying, hey, we know you're wrong, but it's our fault, which is retarded. And Sargon paid to be there. Sargon paid a lot of cash to be there. Anita was invited as a fucking creator and got the whole 9 yards for free. They even fucking said in the release, a simple stroll through the hotel lobby really can endanger people's safety. These people aren't omniscient. It's Anita Sarkeesian and fucking Sargon of Akkad. They might get hate and threats for their different opinions, but I'm pretty sure they'd be safe. Furthermore, like, okay, sure, I'm a bit biased here. I'm a big fan of YouTubers that have been deemed problematic by the mainstream media. This label being pushed on them due to their different opinions. Opinions they're free to talk about given this little thing called freedom of speech. Furthermore, Sargon and Anita both had a fucking freedom of choice, which, oh boy, he decided to choose to go to this panel, which he is completely allowed to. The only thing he did wrong, if you can even call it that, is being there. Now sure, let's just say this. Arguably, him and his friends could have taken the seats further back. They didn't need to be right up at the panel. They could have heard just as fine further back given the microphones. So whilst I understand that they didn't need to be at the front, I also say they didn't need to not be. But again, this is arguably, they could have taken further back seats, but they chose to not to. But choosing the front row seats does not make him a fucking villain. Also, Anita's choice in this situation was very poorly. She chose to attack someone and harass them because they'd made videos disagreeing with them. But again, these does not make either of the parties bad people. Anita is known to be problematic and attack people who disagree with her because of their fucking opinion. But them having differing opinion does not make them bad people. Being a bad person is not because of your differing opinions. It's not because of the color of your skin. It's not because of your sexuality, your gender, your fucking way of living, whatever the fuck. Being bad is due to the choices we make and the actions we take. Sargon's action was to attend the panel of someone who he had a different opinion with. As some of you may or may not know, Laci Green, the sex ed YouTuber, she's recently started to date the anti-social justice warrior YouTuber Chris Reagan, arguably opening the door for a much broader fucking wave of communication. And this is because arguably one is a Nazi and the other one is Chris Reagan. Sargon went to this fucking panel to get a different opinion, to get a different point of view, and he was harassed for it. And that is despite what fucking Polygon tried to say in their article. By the way, have you read that? Shit's hilarious. If you Google my name on YouTube, you get shitheads like this dude, who are just making these dumbass videos, she says. They just say the same shit over and over again. I hate to give you attention because you're a garbage human. These dudes are making endless videos going after every feminist over and over again. That's probably because those feminists and you are wrong. Holy shit. These dudes just making endless videos that go after every feminist over and over again is a part of the issue of why we have to have these conversations. The crowd gives her a positive response with some whoops and cheers. On the front row, Benjamin and his two rock back and forth as if they're watching a comedy show. He yells back that he'd be allowed to debate with her. Just to point out quickly, Anita was wrong there, and again, I know I'm not allowed to disagree with a feminist, but I need to say this. Vidcon is a convention for YouTubers, not for feminists, not for social justice warriors. It's for the fans of big YouTubers to meet their favorite YouTubers. It's a big meet and greet. Just because some panels talks about this and that doesn't take away from the original plan of Vidcon. And that plan was for it to be a giant fucking meet and greet. Anyways, why did Sargon even go to this panel, you might be wondering still? To learn a different opinion. And he was harassed. And the harassment took place at a panel about how to stop online bullying and online harassment. It's kind of ironic, is it not? And the reason he laughed was probably because he knew Vidcon's rule about this kind of stuff, and he realized that she had just fucked herself. Which of course turned out the completely wrong way, because Vidcon decided to bend the rules for her, being like, yeah, no, we know you were in a threatened environment, girl. It's cool. Cool. Or it was because of the fact that he felt the level of irony for being harassed at a fucking panel about harassment. You can't make this stuff up. Now, I'm just gonna say this. Anita, I've seen your videos, I've listened to your opinions, and I disagree with some of them. But disagreeing with someone's opinions does not make you a garbage human. And as for Sargon, I watch his videos and I agree with more of his opinions than I agree with Anita's. Does this make me a neo-Nazi? Fuck no! It just means I have a different set of opinions. And shockingly enough, in this world, you're allowed to have different opinions. And last but not least, the more you call people horrible things because you disagree with them, the bigger you're making them. Anita did it inadvertently with Sargon because calling him out made this whole thing blow up. Like, let's for example say, out of this argument, 100 people looked up Sargon to call him shit. Out of those 100, 75 decided to stay to listen to the argument. And out of those 75, maybe only 30 agreed with it. And out of those 30, maybe 5 people subscribed. That's 5 more subscribers. Boom. It's a smaller scaled version of what happened to Milo. Because trying to censor a voice will only make it louder. That's where I'm gonna end this video. As always, thanks so much for watching. Sorry I haven't been uploading. New video about that soon. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.